Hi, I'm Cherie.
I'm Kelvin. Master Small Business Podcast
by Mentalist Media. Here's a common question. What price?
Why?
What?
Why?
Yes. And what? What price should I sell my products and services at?
Whatever price you want to.
Well, people are going to feel like that's not a real answer, right?
Right.
First, if you haven't already listened, go back and listen to our show about flat rate versus hourly billing of clients, because that'll give you some background on the pros and cons, and we won't repeat that here. But second, you also need to know that there are basically kind of two schools of thought on how you should price your products or services. One is that you add up all that it takes to produce it and then decide what profit you want and look at what other people are selling it for and then come up with a price that way. And then the other one is to think of a price you think is good and then just keep testing it to see what people would be willing to pay for it.
Oh, that's pretty good. Both of them.
Yeah, I like the second one.
Yeah, me too.
Because the second one allows me to say, hey, here's what I think I'm worth if I'm selling a service. And here's what I think my product is worth. And if people are willing to buy it at that price, sounds good to me.
Yeah. If people are really open to it, then you're like, hey, maybe I can go up. Then you can make even more. But really with both of them, it starts off with knowing how much it costs, right?
Right.
First off, you always want to be positive. You don't want to be negative in that. So you have to know that you're making a profit on, whatever product or service that you're offering.
Right. And that you've included all of the components, not just, let's say, for instance, if you make jewelry, you've included all of the pieces that you need to make the jewelry, but also the labor. Also think about, the shipping and the gas that you have to spend to go to these different places to source it. Like put everything into determining what the cost of that item is.
Right. And it even comes down to electricity. How much is the electricity bill? What portion of the electricity am I doing for a certain amount of these products or for this particular service? And, dividing and multiplying all that good stuff. It'll get you to what your actual cost is.
Right.
And then once you get the cost, then you can say, hey, I need to, as a small business owner or a solopreneur, I can never say that. Solopreneur. Yeah. To say, how much money do I need? So how much money do I need a month? How much do I need a year? And also how much of these am I selling, right? So then you can go backwards and divide. So for each one of these, I need to make this much so that the business or myself stay afloat.
Right. That's really, really important. So there's no quick or easy answer. It depends on if you're selling products or services. The other thing I would add is that you need to know what other people are charging for those services. Even if you're not going to just charge what they charge or try to undercut them, you still need to know that because it lets you know, hey, am I in the ballpark? And the reality is that let's say you consider yourself someone who provides premium jewelry, right? Not the cheap stuff. So some people are not going to buy it because they think your jewelry is expensive, and that's okay with you. And if you're making enough money selling one piece every, day versus 10 pieces every day, and that profit is enough for you, then it sounds good to me. You just have to know your target market. Yeah,
and you have to be able to differentiate yourself if you're going to be off that price point from all of the other ones in your area, right? So you have to say, because someone's going to come up to you and say, I can go to so-and-so and get it for cheaper at this price, right? Why are you more, right? And then in the inverse, they might come to you, why are your services or why is your product so cheap? Is it going to fall apart? Is it subpar? So then you have to be able to explain why, you are at that particular price point that you are.
Right. And believe it or not, even though your first instinct might be, hey, I'm going to go cheaper than everybody else so that I get more sales. If you do the math, you can actually charge more than everybody else. And if you're making enough sales, still actually come out with more profit than you would if you sold cheaper.
Right. And you could also charge more and then come out with less.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just back to costs.
Right.
So, all of it plays into it. And, after you do it more and more, you'll become more familiar and you'll be able to just think of this stuff really quickly.
Right. And if you need help with this type of thing, we actually do provide services where we discuss what products and services your business offers and some price points that would be good. So you can always get in contact with us at mentalistmedia.com.
Yep. Or you can email us podcast@mentalistmedia.com. And I know we don't say this enough, but go follow us on social media, right?
Yes.
Go to our Instagram, Mentalist Media, Facebook, Mentalist Media. Where else are we on? Twitter, Mentalist Media.
Yep.
I believe we even on Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So go ahead, do that. Visit our website, mentalistmedia.com, and subscribe to this podcast.
Yep.